up, everybody? I am back from the Waterloo video game swap. It's been a couple of days. I needed some time to just kind of recoup my thoughts and kind of get everything together and organized. But I've done that now, so here I am going to show you my pickups for the event. First of all, I want to give a huge thank you to everyone who showed up to the table, especially for me and Canadian Retro. We shared a table, as you probably saw from the video, and it was a success. As far as events go, for me being a vendor, this was the most successful time I've ever been a vendor. Probably because I didn't spend as much money as I normally do at these events. I usually buy the money or buy the table, and then I make money, and then I buy other things with it. So this time I really wanted to focus on making a bit more money to get other things, but I did end up getting a lot of really cool stuff. So I want to show you guys what I got. So first up, I did a trade with Chris, Bowser's Fart Sack. Everyone knows him as Bowser's Fart Sack here on YouTube. And if you don't know him like that, you need to get to know this guy. He's really good. Canadian Retro and I get our tables through him. And a couple of swaps ago, I had bought an Xbox 360 hard drive from him for really cheap. And basically, he asked if I still had it and if I wanted to get rid of it and trade it back to him. I said sure. I wasn't using it anymore. It was for the old model 360. And so I basically just gave it back to him, and he had this sitting in his controller pile, and it's for the a wireless original Xbox controller. It's a Logitech. It works really well. I had to clear off a bit of dust off of the pins, but after doing that, it works great. So really happy to use that. If I can get wireless controllers for anything, I'm going to do it because it just makes life so much easier for me. I'm just so used to the wireless controllers now. It's really hard to go back to wired controllers, so that's really cool. So thank you very much, Chris. I did another trade with Canadian Retro. We didn't have one at the time, but we have one now. That will be coming hopefully in a later video for him. I picked up a Mortal Kombat case off of Derek DG13 or DG13 from Two Dorks, and basically at the very game exchange, he just wanted the game for this and had the case, and he didn't need the case anymore, so he gave me the case. I thought I actually had the game at home, and when I got back and I looked into my collection, I don't actually have it. So I picked it up, and I know it's kind of embarrassing I'm picking up a game like this in this stage of collecting, but anyways, Mortal Kombat, the first Mortal Kombat on Genesis, didn't have it. But now I have the case, and I have the game to put in it, so thank you very much, Canadian Retro. Canadian Retro and I also did a bit of another trade. I don't know if I consider this a trade, it's more of just a gift, actually. He knows that I'm going for a complete Game Gear collection. So he picked up this game a while ago for me. He actually sent me a message while I was in the States asking if I needed any of these games, and one of them I did need, and it is The Adventures of Batman and Robin on the Game Gear. So thank you very much, dude. And he also threw in a case of that, and a couple more cases. Always come in handy. He also had a bunch of manuals laying around that he threw in as well. And I believe World Series Baseball came from Chris, Bowser's Fart Sack, as well. So we threw them all in this little DVD case. There's a bunch of them in there. I'm not going to go through them all, but they will be appreciated, and they'll be thrown in my collection as well. One of the coolest things, though, was he pulled this out and asked if I was interested, and I said yes. Clearly, it is the Sega Game Gear carrying case, which is really cool. I've seen a couple of people of these, but just never actually been able to pick one up myself, and not that I'm kind of not one to put the money down on it, to be honest. So, but really happy. He basically just gave this to me. And inside, it's got a bunch of compartments for your games and stuff, and there's also a Game Gear in there that he didn't want anymore. That doesn't work, so I've got another one there. It's actually in really good shape too. So, but really cool. It's got stuff for your battery pack, a couple of games there, your power pack, and then it's got slots for your games here as well, and a bunch of pockets everywhere. So thank you very much, Canadian Retro. He's been very supportive of my goal so far. And hopefully I'll get there even faster. I did some trades at the table, not from people that I knew. Some people came with some stuff they wanted to trade, which is really cool. Haven't really seen a whole lot of stuff that I've wanted to trade for before, and usually people bring a lot of crap that, they don't want, I don't want. It's just kind of filler titles, but a couple of people that really had some good stuff. So I had a Star Fox Assault on the GameCube, not complete, had a bunch of stickers on it. But still worked, and someone just said, hey, would you trade this copy of Star Fox for this copy of Star Fox? And I said sure, because I don't actually have the original Star Fox on Super Nintendo, I've really only played the one on N64. I've never really played this one except for like emulation here and there on the PSP that worked really, really crappily. So happy to have the original copy, and hopefully I'll get around to playing that at some time soon. I have a system on the way that's going to help me play these things a lot better, so that will be in a future pickup video, hopefully. Around the end of the event, I did manage to sneak away from the table for a little bit. I asked Canadian Retro to watch my table for a bit, which he did, you know, very graciously. We kind of swapped back and forth a couple of times. I walked around the tables of the vendors, and I found one game I've really been looking for, trying to find it on the cheap. A lot of people are asking $20+ for this. So when I saw the price tag on it, I'm like, yeah, that's pretty good, and I'm going to see if I can get a little bit cheaper, which I also did. And that is Little Big Planet for the PS Vita. I've heard this is the best version of Little Big Planet because it implements the touch controls in the PS Vita features almost flawlessly. So really excited to give that a shot. They were asking $10 for it. I asked if they'd take 8, and they took 8. So that was awesome. Glad to pick that up on the cheap. And last, I did another trade. I had a copy of Wild Arms 4, I believe it was. I had it marked down pretty cheap. All my stuff was fairly reasonably priced, I thought, and it really showed because a lot of it went. I came back with at least half of what I had, maybe a little bit less. So they wanted my copy of Wild Arms 4 and a Nintendo Power magazine that was still sealed, and we worked out a deal. They were trying to give me this game, and I wasn't sure what it was worth because I don't even have the system for this. And I said, and we worked out a deal, basically these 2 games and a little bit of money on my end, and for that game and the Nintendo Power. So I think everyone was happy. They were readily accepted my offer, so it worked out. So the first game they were offering was Sidearms on the TurboGrafx 16, and this does have the case and everything on it, just doesn't have the manual. But Bowser's Partsack said he might have a manual at home. He's going to have a look and then send me a message if he does have it, so that'd be sweet. I watched some reviews. It actually looks like something that I might be interested in keeping. I mostly got this because I was going to flip it and recoup some of my money from the trade, but I actually might just keep it in case, you know, one day I ever get a TurboGrafx 16. Unlikely, but it might happen one day. And he also had a copy of Donkey Kong Country that I basically said, if you throw in Donkey Kong Country and I'll give you that game plus $5, then it all worked out. So obviously I already have a copy of this, so I'm going to flip that, and whatever I make from that will be my recuperation from the game itself. So that is pretty much it. So like I said, I want to give a huge thank you to everyone who came by the table and bought from me. It really helps support my habit, as you can see, and I really enjoy talking to you guys and hanging out. You can saw from the footage who was there. Hopefully you recognize people there. And that's going to do it for this video. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Later.